Hello, on the other side of the screen, I am Nikita Makwana.
Yeah.
I just want to specially welcome you to the Makwanas Podcast. And as I always say, you know, I'm not doing this alone. Look at what is here, huh? I'm doing this with my one and only, my special husband.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Makwanas Podcast, Papi.
Wow. Thank you so much, babe. Thank you
look
so much.
Amazing.
Man.
I knew what was coming because you always.
You are glowing.
Thank
you. You should tell us what you are doing.
What I'm doing?
Okay, let's again.
Oh, you mean my skincare routine?
Yeah.
And people have been asking me also about
Yes.
losing weight.
See.
Yo.
You know what I like about your weight loss journey?
Yeah.
When you started the seclusion last year, and then you said to me, you know, baby, I'm always bothering you because there's this scale in the house. To
check my weight every morning.
Honey, you know what? Right?
Yeah.
But you decided last year and then early this year, you said, honey, you know what, I'm not going to focus on like weight loss. I'm going to focus on different kind of routine.
Yeah.
And that routine
changed
automatically, when I think I spent a week away from you,
Yeah.
I was coming back and, honey, what happened to you? What happened to you? And I realized that you were not even intentional about I'm losing the weight. There was an aspect of routine and that end up bearing results for the other part of our lives. And I don't know if there are thoughts there we can titrate because I think most of the time when we work on one aspect of our lives,
it touches
everything affects everything.
It actually goes back to the conversation we were having earlier. I want to share maybe with people who are watching that there has been this massive improvement or massive transformation that I've seen, especially with my body after we got married, right?
Yeah.
It was the first time I went that big, okay? So, of course, I was happy.
What is it called, that weight?
They call it,
happy
I don't
weight?
know, happy weight or happy fat, something like that,
people
right?
have a way.
So, I went, I 10x'd. I think I actually ended up gaining around how many? Maybe 20 kgs from the day, within the year of getting married, right? I think that I can't say that really when people get married, they gain weight, but it's something that I figured out because that time I used to be troubled.
And
remember
people
I
say,
started having discussions with one of my big sis, his elder sister Kumi, and I was sharing, hey, Kumi, you know all that, and also with Semi. Those conversations, they really helped me because it's like people who have been married before, they understand the whole process, what happens when you get married. But I was a bit worried about my weight because I've never went that far. It bothered me for some time, but I had to start. I tried a million times trying to lose weight, trying to do all those kind of things. And they were not working because I was doing them from pressure. But I stopped trying to lose weight and I said, let me just work on this girl, work on my mind, work on my routine. Remember also I was reading sometime last year Atomic Habits by James Clear. Showing us habits formation.
Another fire. with the books and names. I'm so excited.
Because I used to actually read books and forget them. That's why I keep on saying this. I used to read a book.
Because something that I struggled with. And as a
forget.
speaker, it's a reference for your audience.
So I started reading, how do I change my habits? How do I become better? I think sometime last year I made some resolutions on things that I wanted to work on. And then weight was always on the forefront, you understand? And it was frustrating me. So I just I stopped focusing on it. I focused on how do I live longer? How do I live healthy? How do I become more energetic? How do I becoming? And then there was a time I stopped even checking the scale and I was focusing on walking every morning, eating right. And then boom, my weight dropped, my pants are bigger, a lot of things now are getting bigger. So
future is getting bigger.
My what?
Future.
My future is getting bigger.
You have more energy and
thank you for bringing that up. Actually, you've been also inspiring me a lot and encouraging me so much.
All the time you have to appreciate me. Everyone deserves a wife like you.
Yeah.
So
that is so sweet.
okay. Yes. So I was thinking about how everything affects everything, right? And sometimes let me dig deep into that from my expertise. Sometimes it's called goal shifting, right? You're focused on this goal. You're focused on this goal post. And the frustration accumulation, we are not mindful about it. Although you are saying, I tried, my love, I tried again tomorrow, I tried again last month. It is something that is eating you in that effort that is happening. And so that diminishing intent now to keep going forward, yes, it's a term, diminishing intent. Your intent.
I'm actually smiling not because of the term, you look so cute.
Ow, Mudima. So there is thank you. There is the level of diminishing of intent when you keep trying something and it seems like it's not working out.
Thank you,
sir.
That
yes,
looks
sir.
like it.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
All right. I really want to learn how to do this thing of the flower on top of the
and the hearts.
And the heart.
For me, right?
Yeah, for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So there is a level of diminishing intent when it comes to making efforts. Whether you know it or not, keeping trying to do something and it's not working out, there is a level of energy that is being poured out. There is a level of frustration that is being injected.
And the doubt that you start feeling like, I can't do this thing.
True. Yeah. And the doubt that you start feeling like you can't do it. So goal shifting is this. I've been trying to lose weight. Wait, maybe let me try to wake up early and forget about this. Guess what happens? Because you are waking up early, you are able to wake up early, you are building the intention again. You are building the courage again. It's a bank account that can be filled by anything. It's not only the dollar, it's your ability to wake up now saying, no, now okay, fine, wait till I say, let me just read one book a week. And you're able to read one book a week. Guess what happens now? That energy you took off something that didn't work out, now you are building it with something else. I was telling when I was doing my 9-to-5 job, and I know you have a career, thriving career you are building. And do you know why it's thriving? Because you are able to do a podcast. Because you are able to train people on weekends. Because you are able to write things. Because you are
just having a life beyond what somebody said, this is what you should do, growing other skills, things that really make me happy.
Some people are demotivated not because of their jobs, but because of the things they don't do beside their job.
Trapped skills.
That some people are not demotivated in their marriages because of their marriage. Your marriage is impeccable. I'm speaking to someone now. Your marriage is impeccable. You have a challenge because you can't even commit to just a book. You have a challenge because you can't take a walk. You have what happened to our relationship? It was great, but it's greater because you are taking a walk in the morning. And when you come back with that energy, hey, you are pushing me to do a lot. I'm working on my book now. You're pushing me to do a lot. I'm working on projects. We are going to Namibia. This comes from not every day. Hey, here I am again. I'm trying this again. When you move from trying and do other small vibrating things, they push you to the energy you are looking for.
Oh, wow. What you said is something that you know how much that means to me personally, and also what it means to you. And I loved the fact that now you're touching into your office. Because, man, nothing replaces doing things for yourself.
True.
In these, I remember I was having a coaching session with my clients, and we talked about that in length. We're focusing on people don't get wasted. Don't allow your talents to get wasted, because a lot of people, their lives are wasted, you know. Even when you're just maybe spending the whole day in the house, no matter how much you love your person, you want to spend hours and hours of your time with them. That is not how us as human beings we were created. We were created to multiply ourselves, to stretch ourselves a little bit, to see what is it that we are capable of doing. And the painful part of it is people don't look at life that way, especially when now it comes to relationships. People want to spend time with their people. We just have that twisted, I don't know what to call it, but that kind of
the mindset,
you know. If you just take some time to focus on developing yourself, expressing all your gifts and your talents, not boxing yourself with a title to say, okay, maybe I'm just employed to do this thing. Finding other things that you do. Personally, I've seen how fulfilling that is. When I go out and develop the musician that I am, the singer that I am, you know how I feel every time I come from the studio.
I know.
You know, how I feel when I'm tapping into the author that God created me to be.
Yeah.
How, you know, when I go out in the morning to take a walk, when I read that book, working on this person, by the time maybe we are together, I'm able to share things that you don't even know.
There's a lot. You are creating more room for me to interact with you in different levels. So you are not just one-dimensional. Remember in the previous episode you talked about how all of us are multifaceted. And the boring comes from now shutting those other doors. And now we can vibrate in different levels because you have closed other doors. How do I relate with you as an author? How do I relate with you as a speaker? How do I relate to, and that brings a level of diversity in how I acquire knowledge and how I become a partner to you. So I think you said something deeper, and I want you to go deeper into not boxing yourself with a title. Go deeper into that, and because I feel like there's a level of liberation that can come from that.
Boxing yourself with a title. You know, if there is one thing that
maybe start with me on what your goalpost was before, what was your boxing before, and how did you get to unleash other boxes, other titles, and realizing, no man, I don't have to be stuck with this one. Yes.
Well, I think that you are getting personal, right?
Yes.
You are getting personal on that one because I shared in the previous episode that when I maybe people will hear me saying you're my coach, it's not necessarily to promote you and the work that you do, but it's to say that's how you have transformed my life. And actually, if there is one, if I'm to pick one area that I feel you have helped me to be unstuck, this is the area. When I met my husband, he used to say to me, don't box yourself with a title, don't box yourself with a title, don't box yourself with a title. And this is where it was coming from. I've been a multi-talented person, and I've also had different passions, you know. But because of, there have been a misunderstanding of passion and purpose, I think, because I thought that when you have a purpose or a passion, it should be just one thing that you should focus on. And also when I went maybe online, I found this thing of you must have one niche.
I remember.
So I got really stuck. I loved singing, and I was actually doing a couple of things, because I give you an example for those people that don't know. Since I was a little girl, I grew up in church, so usually on Saturdays I went to practice for music, and then I would do live singing on a Sunday. That is something that I have always been passionate about. I've always loved teaching. My mom used to warn me and say, can you please stop beating these trees? Because you know my mom, she would have gardens, and I felt like I'm a teacher. I will teach those trees the whole day. Sometimes I'll even go to beating them, you know, like, why they are not responding?
I remember one of the funny stories was when people were building at your home.
Yes.
You said you went on to teach them what is found in that level, the water. You were telling
this one is a little bit so we had people who were building one of the houses at home. I think I was still at primary. So I don't know what that tool is called, but people use it.
It's a level.
It's a level, and then it has something like water inside.
Yes.
So my mom found out that I was having a conversation with the builders. I was teaching them.
They have left their jobs and they're listening to you.
And then they had to pause, and one of them was on top of the ladder. The other one was supposed to be giving him like some cement, right?
Yes.
Or concrete, whatever that is. And I was busy teaching them, this is called what? This is how you should use it. You should not break it. And I was a little kid. My mom came out and she really got pissed. She was like, she used my name, like, Toto, like, how can you keep adults for this long? And she was like, you're always teaching. Sometimes, you know, you should focus on just being a child. What are you teaching people? They are skilled, they know their job. And he went to him and said, like, yeah, Mr. Tittle, because I always loved teaching. So those are some of the things, just to give people examples to say,
there was vast different things in you.
Multifaceted.
But you are growing up.
But I was growing up.
And
so
what is the market saying? The market is saying, focus on one thing.
On one niche. So I really got stuck. I didn't know how to go about everything. And being multi-talented now started feeling like a curse.
Jesus
Do
Christ.
I focus on singing? Do I focus on writing?
Do I focus on
Chinese?
Chinese?
Do I focus on teaching Chinese?
Do I focus on church only?
Do I focus? I was stuck. Until I started focusing on one thing at a time, like developing one skill. Once it starts yielding results, I now start to develop others. Like going, because I don't want somebody right now to do everything at the same time and get confused, you know?
It's not about multitasking.
It's not multitasking.
It's about digging deep in the foundation you can lay. Laser focus on placing the foundation of different facets of your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is how it had to go, and it really came from coaching that you gave me. I want to emphasize on that because when you started saying it took me years for me to understand what you meant by don't box yourself with a title. I didn't know that it is okay for me to be a podcaster, at the same time to be a teacher and to be a musician, to be an author, to be a wife and this. But now I'm able to do those things not because I'm doing them at the same time.
No.
Like I do the podcast maybe during the weekend.
It's the same as teaching.
It's the same as teaching.
It's the same as training.
It's the same. And I actually recognize that everything that I do is one thing. It's impact. Positive impact. That's what it is.
That's all.
And everything else are avenues to create impact.
Yeah.
So that is what I ended up discovering, that also with regard to what to do, you don't have to think about it like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? You have to do what you can do at the moment, and it will give birth to the rest. And that is something that you have taught me. Honestly, I feel like you had that kind of, I don't know whether I should say it, I know it's your job, but I also love to call it a ministry. You help people to get unstuck. To say, I want to do this, I want to do, which one do I start with? It's funny mindset.
How much people do more, even after just a session of just showing, no. Don't stress about that. I think they guess where it's vision or goals fatigue. People having a lot to do, but not knowing where to start. Until I draw that thread that this is connected to this is connected to this is connected to this, and that aha moment always is a beautiful experience for me, because I used to preach a parallel message, a different message from what people in my industry will talk about. Focus on one thing. You know, you can never be a master of things if you are doing a lot. And I'm saying withholding is dying. And most people are dying in different aspects of their life, because you know Mompoloki Makwana as a coach only. You know me as a motivational speaker. Some, they know me as an author. They love my books. Some, they love my businesses. Some, they love,
and I love you as
the podcast. You love me as a husband. Understand? So all this, you are called to express it out there. You are called to express it out there. One of the things that I want to learn and master is how to be a DJ. My name is DJ MK. I want to learn how to DJ and play music.
I can't wait for you to bavavumu with music.
You see, we are bigger than that. And the reason why we feel stuck is because we are not expressing ourselves. You are bloating with potential. You are bloating with what can be shared out there. So find a coach, find a mentor, find people who can help you to unleash that aspect of you to release yourself. I've seen you release a song. You can talk about your song, Modimo Makwana, which is out there. Powerful song. Last time we had a friend calling us, we were driving here and we were singing it.
It was last week, right?
Last week. And I remember when it's still playing a lot on BTV, how there's some kid from Chapong area, she'll call you, hey, I'm with my mom, they don't believe that you are the owner of the song, please send me a photo. You reach to that person, you minister to that person. And now is the podcast, now is the book coming. A lot of things that are happening, you understand? I got the chance to introduce. The book is coming, my friends. The book is coming. You don't want to know, congratulations.
Thank you.
They will see it. They will see it soon. So it's being able to express yourself in that way, knowing that God blesses the works of our hands. Open your heart, open your hands. Do what we can do today. If it means an hour in a week, you focus on that one, just do that. And you never know which one will turn everything on. Jim Rohn said something powerful. He said, embrace all experiences. You never know which one will turn everything on. Embrace all experiences.
It's also biblical because it's something that Dr. Miles Monroe said. You remember how I told you a couple of years ago when I met Dr. Miles Monroe, and he emphasized on the scripture that don't be idle.
Yes.
You know, make sure that there is something that you are doing with your hands.
True.
And it's also scriptural that says that whatever, thank you, whatever that your hands finds to do it with diligence. A lot of people really, they are doing something, maybe they are working.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this because it's really now going deep for me. You know, there are people who are working in areas where they are not necessarily passionate about.
True.
They are excellent not because they are passionate. They are excellent because they practice that over and over and over again.
True.
And they don't even want to be there for good.
True.
That is not a bad thing altogether. No. It's just a sign that you can learn anything, master anything, and become anything.
Powerful.
That also applies in this very skill that you want to expand yourself in. If there is a certain area where you want to expand yourself, you think you are not skilled, you can get laser focus in it, learn how to do that thing and become excellent in it. So everybody can be anything. I have heard this, I was listening to John C. Maxwell and Teresa Savelle for my cheerleader of dreams the other times, and we're just talking. I'm seeing her this coming month. Oh my God, I'm actually so excited about that.
I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see. It's going to be beautiful.
I was actually wanted to emphasize on the issue of, they were sharing about if you just spend 5 years of your 5 years listening, learning, reading books on a certain field that you want to be an expert in. After 5 years, you'll be the top in the world, not in your country, in the world. So it takes around 5 years for you to really be excellent. How can you do that? You have to listen to audios, put music. An average person drives for around 2 to 3 hours per day. So just insert that podcast, that audio, and listen. Our podcast, right? You are listening in your car, it transforms your life. Pick a book, read a book, you know, find time to improve in your head. So a lot of people that are excellent, that are making money, I found out that they are first generation millionaires. They're the very first people in their families to acquire that, and it took them just listening to podcasts, listening to audios, picking a book and practicing, finding mentors, things like that. So that's one way of getting unstuck, in my opinion.
I've seen the transition when we first met, and I talked about a lot of things to say, you can be on TV, really? You can host a TV show. I think you should release this. You can act in movies. One of the things you used to ask a lot about, maybe can I act in movies?
Because I've always loved that.
You always loved in movies. The other thing you loved is car racing. You want to do car racing. Listen, these are unconventional things you think are out of route. And you know what?
I didn't think you mentioned that one.
Me. I was sent to be your husband in this earth. So, you know what I'm thinking here? It's a good topic.
It is.
The danger is now, when what you are doing is working, and now it's limiting you, now you think everything's fine. Now you don't want to breach further, go further. There's level of complacency and comfort that comes with doing things that work, and now you're like, you know me for this. You understand? And
the niche becomes a curse.
The niche now becomes a curse because now you don't know how to leap beyond where you are serving, how to be not just a speaker, how to be not just an author, how to be not just a professional, how to be anything. Because now what you are doing is working. Now it becomes an element why your life is not brighter and more blessing. We were taught in the USA, I still remember that gentleman, he was teaching us on authentic leadership. You remember the video I shared where I was talking and I said, baby, you know you knew these things before you were even the unmasked coach that I know you are today. He was telling us the curse of growth of organizations, businesses, professionals, institutions, is that they've been doing what is working. When it instantly not work, people don't know where to start. You can still complement greatness by doing things that are empowering you on the side. As I was speaking, my first book was released. This is my second book, Embrace Your Greatness. Busy speaking, busy going around institution. Then I said, no, we need to have a book for kids. Teenagers, personal leadership for teenagers.
And it's selling like fat cakes.
It's selling like fat cakes. And then on the way in 2020, I said, listen, I speak and I motivate people, but now job markets are transiting. The mindset needs to be different from how it used to be. I can continue writing motivational books, but I can challenge myself to write a professional book, what amazing employees do. The mindset and the mindset of employees who create extraordinary results today. This is doing what works, but being willing to go top notch every day, an extra mile, and allowing yourself to evolve. First, when I started speaking, I was just reading books. I would read principles, then I go to teach people, right? I remember in Silbe Pico Library, my Form 5, waiting for results. I'll go there every day. In the morning, I'll cook for my grandma, and then I go to the library. I come back at 4. I was reading. I don't know where I got it, my friend, but I was immersing myself and reading, and I would say, one day I will write a book. And as now coming to the city for the first time, going around and speaking, and now people knowing me was now shifting from just, you are a small young boy from Malata to this. And speaking for free. I still remember I was training some people from BURS, and one young man came to me and said, do you have books? I can say, no, I only speak.
Wow.
But allowing yourself to evolve over the process. And now people are saying, wow, you're speaking and you write books. They think it's even your initial idea. It's not. It's now your value going before you, opening other avenues that whether you like it or not, people are going to call you. Whether you like it or not, people had to call me for executive coaching. At a young age as I was, I had to travel with Sabrina team at Zanzibar to do training. And I was clueless, but I was learning on the go. And they were saying, man, you are the best. I was not. I was just allowing them to have conversations. And some people started crying. I didn't know how to even say, don't cry.
How to comfort them.
How to comfort. But now, having been in that experience, I come back now, I'm learning how to evolve with it. So it's not an excuse that you don't know. It's not an excuse that you don't have the qualification. It's not an excuse that maybe you don't have the experience yet. What you can do is allowing yourself to unleash yourself on the go and allowing yourself to grow and evolving over time. Just because you are doing things that are working, your job is fine, it's paying you well, your marriage is fine. There's always better to do. There's always the mindset to do. I can do better. I can do better. The doing better mentality is what helps us to grow. What helps us to be relevant. You talked about something powerful. Let me bridge it to you now. You talked about you need to be relevant to me. And that was before we got married. You said, honey, I don't want not to be relevant to you in the next 5 years.
10, 20. You have said you have went deeper with that. Let me maybe tap into something that you shared about when you do something and then somebody asks you, do you have this? You know, when you put yourself out to the people as an expert in one field, people start asking you for even things that you don't know. That's what I wanted us to touch on. They start asking you about areas that you don't have expertise in. You've never thought about this thing, but somebody is asking you this question. And a lot of people, what they do is, I don't know. And they don't do anything. I don't do that. Which is, it's okay to admit that at the moment you don't do it. But I've realized that in our experience, you know, doing coaching, doing training, doing all these kind of things, writing and all, whenever somebody asks us about a service that is related to the one that we are offering, we tell them we don't do it at the moment.
But we'll get back to you. Let's get your contact.
And study deeper. Sometimes we go and find somebody who is
an expert in that,
and include that service as one of the things. And then we pay the expert while we are busy getting the business. So when you put yourself out, people start asking from you things that you don't know.
You were doing Chinese.
Exactly.
International language, help your business.
I was just
people started Spanish.
Exactly.
Russian.
We have German, we have all these kind of languages.
And I've seen you picking a call without even any instructor yet there and say, yes, we do that. Let me get your contact, I'll get back to you. And now within a week, you already found a teacher for them within our institution.
Yes. And that's how it goes. I've learned to say, I don't know or I don't have it right now. but because somebody asked, they are telling me what is it that is required in the market.
True.
Because sometimes you come, you bring Chinese, people don't want Chinese. What are you gonna do? You're gonna say, hey, this job is not working. What you do is you find out what is it that people really want. People want to learn German. People want to learn Spanish. I mean, even Chinese, there are a whole lot of people that are learning it. What I'm emphasizing here is sometimes you are just
focusing
on one thing, but because it's related to something, somebody's asking you, do you offer this? What a lot of people do is, no, I don't. You don't even go out to try and learn and focus on, okay, so basically this is what the market is requiring. Diversifying, adaptability, the willingness, the adaptability, right? Finding what people need, being able to provide it. If you can't, hiring people to provide it. That for me has been a game changer in the school. Because now I started just as a teaching instructor of the Chinese language at Twitter, right? When I'm speaking to you right now, I have German teachers. I don't speak German. I don't teach German. Of course, I speak English. I can teach English, but I'm not the English teacher. Even Chinese itself, I'm no longer.
And
it's no longer a one-man show.
An English.
Yes, for homeschool. We didn't have the homeschooling, but people asked for it.
Exactly.
It became a service. So put yourself out there. Do something. When people ask of you of something you can't do, but it's related to what you are doing, and it's something you can learn, go ahead and learn it. If you can hire somebody who do it, why not? So that's what I wanted to emphasize on.
And I think that is giving our audience the answer to say, but then how do I break free from what I know, right? Is that experiences, allowing the environment, people around you, because sometimes Les Brown said something powerful. Sometimes you can't see it for yourself. Sometimes you wait for someone to see it for you to start believing in you. It takes one person to believe in you for you to start believing in yourself. I was growing and I was coming better at junior school. My former teacher, Mr. Kobote, science teacher, he saw in me, he said, Mr. Makwana, the Makwana effect, you are a great man. Remember the gentleman said, you are belonging in the skies. You should be traveling around the world. And I was like, me, I sleep in one room with my mom and my younger brothers. He said, no, you have more than that. You're going to have more than that. And I started looking at myself differently. My confidence started changing. And I said, what is it that people are seeing about me that I don't see about me?
Myself.
That is a very important question to unlock all doors of unlimited potential. What is it that people see about you don't see? Write it down. Make the list down. Is it maybe that you are just in denial of the potential and the power you possess? Is it maybe that the enemy wants you to be stuck in places you don't belong? Is it maybe that you are not allowing yourself to become the light that God says you are?
You are.
And by listening to people, you unlock the greatest door.
You do.
And the thing is, it's funny how we listen to negative people than positive people.
And we remember what the negatives.
We remember what people said negatively about us.
And forget everything
and
else.
Forget everything positive. And even the positive, you know what we do? Hey, don't say that.
About me. That's what happens when somebody even says you look nice. It's like, I just bought this thing $10, instead of absorbing the compliment, saying thank you.
Shut up if you can't accept the thing. For me, I've taught myself this shutting down. Les Brown said that. Now you're thinking I'll say the audience. No, there's a system. Les Brown said I had to say shut up to myself.
Shut up to the self-criticism.
Yes, I wanted to speak. For the first time, I was booked for corporate to train 200 salespeople. And I was sitting there, I was seeing other experts. They are coming, sitting down with the briefcases, and when you are sorry,
a plastic. Of plastic.
And he looked at himself, he said, I've never finished college degree. I've never done this. Oh, I've never spoken in front of 200 people. Oh, my suit is not even the recent suit. And he went to the bathroom and he said, shut up to myself. He said, my kids need to eat. That's the reason enough. I want to become a better speaker. That's the reason enough. Right? You remember the story where he said, one day the person called her, Les Brown, we need you to come and speak to our 300 people. He said, really? Yes. So bring your tapes. By then they were printing DVDs, so you listen on the word. That's how motivation used to sell. Right? So he said he printed 500 CDs. He said, did you say they need 500 CDs? He said, yes, they need 500 CDs. He called the guy who prints CDs, like the guy who prints your CDs.
Yes.
He called and said, mister, I need 500 CDs. Les Brown, no. 500 them, no. He said, let me put you on a call. He said, hey, Evelyn, hello, Mr. Brown. I say, I'm talking to someone on the call here, so he has to print my CDs. How many did you say I should print? Evan said, let's Brown, 500 or even more. He said, you listen, print 500 CDs. He printed.
I love Les Brown.
They printed 500. You little faith. They printed 500 CDs.
I love listening to Les. I'm just laughing because when I'm listening.
A week later, come on. A week later, Les Brown does not receive a call from Evelyn. He calls the office. Hello? I say, hello, sir. Am I talking to Evelyn? No, Evelyn, you didn't hear. Evelyn is dead. He said, what? Did you say something about me? I said, no. He said he had to start again to sell the CDs now in his speaking, to believe in himself. Now the CDs are here. People believe your CDs work. Now you have to go out there to the field. Believing in yourself is an everyday job. So setbacks are there. Limitations are there, lack of experience is there, lack of qualifications are there. But what we begin to do is that we have a powerful will. If there's a man to be willful, if there's a where there's a will, there's a way. So if we are willing to do, if we are willing to stand forth for what we believe in, things can change. And so in that element, ladies and gentlemen, never ever box yourself with a title. Let me rephrase it the way I said in 2020. Never box yourself with a title. Human beings are powerful beings. We have unlimited potential in us that sometimes we don't even know we have. You have books you never knew you can write. I never knew I would be in this podcast. I never knew I'd be married to this beautiful woman. But if I stayed in my heart and said nothing is working, it was never going to work. I had to believe I am deserving, and once you believe it and act it, it becomes a reality. And once it becomes a reality, it is done.
Wow, you've said quite a mouthful, and of course I laughed so hard because when you listen to Les Brown's stories,
Mommy's Baby's Brown.
It's one of the amazing people that we love
Very
listening
amazing.
to.
Les Brown is the one who said, you have greatness within you. And then I wrote my first book, The Greatness Within, The Birth of Greatness.
The Birth of Greatness.
That's where it was coming from.
Wow, that's beautiful. That book is amazing. It's amazing. So I wanted to maybe touch on the last part about what we have been focusing on. If you don't take yourself out, if you don't take yourself to the people, they will not even have the chance to recommend you or to tell you that you are great.
So I must be out there.
Go out, get out of your house. There's nothing there except that big screen television and the food that are about to get finished. So get out of your house, go out, go to the people. If you start going out to the people, you're going to start finding out things about yourself that even your parents don't know, because there are certain limitations that are there in the mind of our family members, our siblings. They have seen the worst of us, but when we go out, we are fresh to the people. They don't know that this is the little girl who used to fight. She couldn't bath herself. She couldn't do this. They don't have those
You have an opportunity for fresh introduction.
Fresh introduction, new start. Remember how I always share with you, I was at work, this person said this. By the way, one of the biggest blessings of my life is working in an institution where people are older than me. They have been serving as mentors. And when you're coming back to these universities, now you're working as a colleague to the people who used to be your professors.
Who used to teach you.
You listen to how they are speaking to you, how they praise what you do, how they believe in you. To them, they're thinking they're speaking to a colleague. In my mind, I'm like, you changed my life when I'm here. Today, you're giving me a compliment, you believe in me.
Passing the baton.
Passing the baton. That can't happen if I'm in my house 24/7. Go out there, let people experience you. I can't say experience people only. Let people experience you. Give yourself a different audience all the time. Take a walk, go out to the people. Be amazed by how great you are. You can never know yourself complete. You have doubts, but God has a way of bringing to your way. As you go out, people that are going to show you what God sees in you, what God has has put inside of you. And the thing is, sometimes it's not going to be the people that you want
or you like,
the people that you like, the people that you prefer.
Damn, man, some people who prefers me today, they wouldn't prefer me yesterday. I had to meet some people who made me to appreciate myself better. And now sometimes we are like, oh, I'm glad someone came to me, so and so, they want to work with me. But remember those who made you to be aware that you can be this. And some people are just attracted by what someone said. You are a great singer. Some people are meeting you now, they prefer you because of that old woman who said you can sing. Damn,
and I think we should stop blaming our family members for not believing in us.
They don't have to believe in us.
They don't have to believe in us.
Our plays are for racing, exploits are outside.
So it's very rare, really. It's very rare for your family members to believe in you, because I'm saying this as a coach. So I work with people every day having these discussions.
Coach.
Yes, as a transformational coach. I'm saying this as well as a teacher, you know. I'm saying this as a person from my personal experiences. Most people are stuck in, my family doesn't believe in me.
Man, that story is dangerous, eh?
Yes. My family never supported me. Stop blaming your friends for not believing in you. They are not bad people. You have a track record of not waking up early. You have a track record of not washing dishes. You have a track record of bad manners at home.
They know a lot about you.
They know those things about you. So
that's why the Bible says a prophet is not a prophet, it's not a nation.
That God knows what he was saying. The Bible is the book. So you are never great where you are, because remember how you used to sleep without bathing and people had to force you to take a shower. Remember what you used to do? So tomorrow you want people to quickly shift their minds about you after all that you have done.
And believe you are a great person.
And believe you are a great person.
Oh, come on.
You are being unreasonable. When you go out, people don't know those things about you. So they only see what you are offering, what you have made up your mind to offer.
For them to see.
For them to see. But your family, your parents have seen too much about you and they are tired. And for them, they don't even trust you with a microphone. So they don't believe you can,
they won't give you a platform.
They won't give you a platform.
So you tell me if I go to 𝐀𝐿𝐤𝐤𝐢𝐭, they will say, yeah, don't put that one in TV.
Exactly.
But because for me,
Most
see
of them
this
are
person.
shocked.
And now the inspiration is real.
It's real.
Not only to the people now you are speaking to, but even to them, like, this one who didn't bath. Look at how the president appreciated her. Look at how institutions appreciate her.
Because I went outside.
Go outside.
Get out of your house. Get out of your family members. You know, people even who get out of where they were born, maybe even if it's just for a little while, they tend to do better than people who were born in a certain place, grow there, die there. You understand what I'm saying? You see possibilities. You see things differently when you get out. So really, if there is something that I want somebody to do today after listening to this, is to get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. So this should bring us to the end of the podcast.
We can't close this without making a big shout out to Immortal Memories, who are our production team. So we are really excited. They're doing a great job. We can't close this without sharing the big shout out to Cresta for hosting Cresta Gaborone. Thank you so much for hosting us. Cresta, here in Maracanelo. Remember, we have a lot of things, this beautiful cappuccino that we just had in this wonderful morning. So come here and enjoy unlimited experiences. Join the team to become the friends of Cresta. We are super excited. I don't know if there are any announcements that we are leaving behind. I think for me, let me share quickly here. We have different books. What Amazing Employees Do is for professionals like you who want to transform, lead, and become better in their workplaces. We have Personal Leadership for Teenagers. This is a book for teenagers on learning how to do personal development. Then we have Embrace Your Greatness. Create your own economy today. Do something for yourself. If you are like me who like simplified thoughts, processes, I will go for this Employee Africa magazine. It's available at www.employeeafrica.com. When you go to that website, you're going to see all the previous, previous issues we have. Click, download, read, and give us a review. And also like our page, Employee Africa. Remember, Botswana Agriculture Summit is here on the 25th to 26th April. Make sure you join the Botswana Agriculture Summit. call 72320909, 72320909, or you can also go to our website www.botswanaagriculturesummit.com, where you can reserve your ticket for only 1,500. Come and mingle and learn with farmers. As my wife would say, become a farmer's friend by joining in and see how we can drive food security and sustainability, as we are looking at some facts that are on the ground right now. 2030, we are expecting some little bit of drought. How can we make a shift to advance on technology and sustainability measures we can put in place for us to keep producing food? Food is life. How can we partner with farmers today? As a banker, as a financial, as an insurer, come be part of this. I cannot emphasize this enough.
Wow, thank you so much. Today I want to give special shout out to the two people that first commented on the videos that we shared from the podcast.
Yes.
That is Mr. Kanjo. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, and for leaving us a comment.
Mr.
Number
Temba
two, I want
Amos.
to give special shout out to Mr. Temba Amos for watching, for celebrating. Very great friend of us. And the first person to like was actually one of my friends, was Mimi, to like our videos as we put it out there. We don't take it for granted that people are watching, that people are buying our products, that they are connecting with us, they are loving us as we love them back. You know, we really appreciate it. One more time, thank you for watching the Makwanas Podcasts.
Yeah, and a big shout out to the unconventionals, those who are part of the unconventional mentorship program. You know, the progress you are doing, I can hear your comments, I always hear your engagement. I'm super proud of you, and I pray that at the end of this program, your life will never be the same again. Thank you so much.
Amazing, and thank you so much for sitting with me. You know, I always love it. Anyway, it's a close.
See you next week.